Hello art friends, I'm Robin. This module we're going to be creating that lovely colour that we need for our beetle, and this is the paper that's been dyed with blue and yellow and green dyes, and we're going to use, to create that paper, we're going to use red, blue, yellow and purple food dye, our watercolour brush, some water, our paper towel to dry our brush, and of course some A3 paper to work on. So we're going to, I've also here got the beetle that I worked on last time. Remember using all of those components, the different beetle components to create our original beetle. So I'll pop that aside and we'll need him afterwards. So this module is about creating some paper. And we're going to play and we're going to explore with colour and see what we can come up with. One thing we need to remember is how big our beetles are going to be. If we want them small, then our puddles of colour are going to be quite small. If we want them to be big, then we need to have our puddles of colour much bigger. So work out what size you want your colours to be. Now, I'm going to start with light, with the yellow, because I always like to have the light down first and I can always put the darks on top. So let's start off just playing with our colour and our food dye. Using our brush. This is just random. We're not overthinking this. We're just exploring and experimenting. Hopefully we'll work up to have about, I don't know, 8 or 9 different sort of colour puddles that we can use. You probably will find that you'll use maybe 2 or 3, but just create a few. We can always use them for other things. So let's just create some lovely colour puddles. I've added some water to that one. Now let's see what happens when I pop some red on top. Here we go with our food dye. Just a couple of drops of red. Whoa, how cool does that look? Some more, just dropping the colour on. Wow, that looks good. Pretty happy with that. As the red dries, it will disperse into the yellow and the effect changes all the time. So when we come back to that later on, it'll look so much different. So let's pop a tiny bit, maybe some little bit of blue on there as well. A couple little tiny dots of blue and see what effect that gives us as well. Right. And I'll watch and see how that swirls around. This time I'm just going to put a bit of water down. Let's see what happens when I put just the plain water onto my paper. And then let's start with some purple. And just put and watch how it disperses and spreads out, giving us a good starting point for our next colour puddle. Oh, there we go. Now I know some colours don't work well with purple, so I'm going straight to the blue to see what happens. Oh, there we go. Once again. As I'm doing this, I'm watching what's happening up here. I'm watching all those colours spread out, and I'm excited by where those colours are heading. So here's another one of our, just maybe a bit more water in this one. Oh, a couple of spots there. Brilliant. I've got 2 random ones here, so I'm going to do a bit much more sort of design rather than a random one. And when I looked at the beetles for my research, I noticed that some of them had quite a lot of stripes. So this colour puddle is going to have some stripes. So I'm going to use my red, just putting it out. Wow. And then I'll pop some, maybe the yellow, and see what happens when I put those 2 colours together. This is the starting points for our dye, our coloured paper. We are going to work on them, so we just need to have some 8 or 9 different sorts of colour puddles as our the base of our beetles' backs. I might even try maybe some little final lines on that, see what happens. Art is about having a go and seeing what happens, and this sort of working with food dye is so much fun. Just spreading it out, seeing what happens. cool, I like that. Right, what about I continue that design and do some checks and see if I can do some squares, maybe. Now I might use my tray to make some greens. I'm going to put a tiny bit of yellow in here, just a tiny bit, and a tiny bit of blue to create some green. And oh look, I've got the green sneaking over there. Oh, I like that. Just seeing what happens. Right. Can you see this one here with the water? It's swirling and it's looking so amazing. Let's just go back. Maybe a little dot in each one of these, see where that's going to go. Now you can continue and just watch me enjoy working with my colour puddles, or you can start creating your own colour puddles. Now these are so much fun, so continue and make as many as you like, and of course you'll notice that when they dry they'll end up being so much different than what they look like when they're wet. I've had so much fun with doing these. Now I'm watching this one back here, lots and lots of swirling happening. I love the lines here, and look at this one here, it's all actually bled over to the other one, which makes it quite exciting. Now don't get too muddy. Sometimes you have so much fun getting all the colours in that it ends up being one big sort of a great big browny colour. So try and keep those nice and clean. Now I'm going to let them dry, and then we're going to work on them in a little while to create some more design for the back of our beetle.